Jerod Mayo's filling out his coaching staff. And I think his coaching staff is a sign that he doesn't know anybody around the National Football League. He's just calling his old friends.
Yeah.
Oh, we need a linebackers coach. Oh, let's just call a linebacker I know. We'll call Dante Hightower.
Well, I do think that's the best hire he's had. I do. I know he has no coaching experience, but...
Well, yeah, that's kind of a problem, isn't it?
I get it.
A little bit.
But the guy was a brilliant player. Was badass when he was here. Knows the current defense, knows the style that they run, know what they want to do. He and Mayo have worked together before. A head scratcher like Taekwon Underwood. Geez. Just came out of nowhere on that one.
Did it?
Yeah, I guess. Did you have him on your top 10 list? Receiver coaches being brought in?
He's got more coaching experience than Dante Hightower.
Yeah.
The other thing he's done, I know a lot of Patriots fans like Jordan Addison, who was in the draft last year, right, had a big year for the Vikings. Underwood coached him at Pitt. And he was great at Pitt, transferred to USC, had Caleb Williams, and still fell off production-wise. So
Taekwon Thornton. Oh, sorry, I'm going to do this a million times.
I've done it. I've been doing
Underwood, the guy who got cut the night before the Super Bowl, right?
And then is hired the night of the Super Bowl.
Right. He started coaching at Lafayette. Then he went to the Dolphins as a quality control coach. Then he went to Rutgers to coach receivers there, and then he went to Pitt, as Barth just highlighted. Those are the 4 stops he's had in his coaching career over the last 5 seasons. So he's been in coaching at the Division I level and in the NFL a little bit over the last 5 years. He's been a coach. At least he's been a coach, okay? But it's still more of the same. It's calling guys you know that you played with. They were like, oh, who do we know? Well, Taekwon Underwood was here. We know him. We'll call him up. Taekwon Underwood, assistant wide receivers coach. Is Troy Brown still on the roster?
That would mean...
Of coaches.
I don't think so. Just 'cause he was wearing all the generic gear at the Senior Bowl. That, to me, felt like a pretty strong message.
So you think Troy Brown lost his job?
I think I think they hired an assistant receivers coach before they hired the main receivers coach, which I don't know why they would do that.
Which is ass backwards.
Right.
So we don't know if Troy Brown is back.
I feel like if he was back, we would have heard, because we started hearing last week, right? Brian Belichick, Mike Pellegrino.
You clean that up right away, right? I mean, on paper, the defensive staff looks good. Really good. Because it's continuity. It's guys that have been here.
What are you hearing on this? What are you hearing on Troy Brown?
I'm not hearing anything. Not a damn thing. I would have just assumed he would be back, but I'll do some digging.
Okay.
The fact you hire him as an assistant, meaning Taekwon, means there's somebody in place. Or you think you have somebody in place. I don't know.
A lot of the guys who have left, we didn't find out they left because we heard they were leaving. We find out they left because they took new jobs, right? Bill O'Brien, we didn't know until he went to Ohio State. Even like Joe Houston, the special teams coach, was hired by Florida. That's how we found out. So I don't think one way or the other we were ever going to hear, hey, Troy Brown's not back. We're either going to hear he's back or we're going to see him take another job.
Okay. Alex Van Pelt, Ben McAdoo, T.C. McCartney, Scott Peters on the offensive line, Taekwon Thorntonwood. Why am I?
It's going to be. It's going to be. It's going to be this way the whole way.
I'm so used to saying Taekwon Thornton, Taekwon Underwood.
It seems like it's an utter mismatch of staffs right now. I look at it.
It doesn't feel strong.
I'm not blown away by the offensive staff.
Doesn't feel cohesive right now. Maybe it does. Maybe they all come together and they're a great group and they work together well. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, they have worked together. They were all in Cleveland together. Van Pelt, Peters, and McCartney.
Yeah, but not under Jerod Mayo.
Right.
Not under the head coach.
Right.
I mean, it's the first-time head coach. Who do we need a linebackers coach? Call Dante Hightower, which Jerod Mayo was talking about mid-season. When my time comes, I'm calling Dante Hightower to be a coach. Yep. He said this.
Don't be surprised if Nikovic ends up involved somehow.
Oh, well, just keep calling former teammates and just call the guys you know that are hanging around.
Say he wants to get into coaching?
Who?
Jamie Collins. Didn't he say at one point he wanted to get into coaching?
Yeah, he was setting the memes and the gifs with him rubbing his belly. Look at my belly. Yep.
Who else can they call?
It's very Red Sox-like, isn't it?
A little
Bailey,
bit.
Breslow, Veritek. Let's just
Yeah.
bring all the old friends back.
Let's just bring friends in.
Wes Welker. They need a receivers coach.
Yeah, I don't know that the
Yeah.
top brass within the organization want Wes Welker back around. That was kind of a nasty breakup between the two sides.
Yep.
Was it not?
Yeah. Undervalued him.
Well, they blamed him and blamed his agent for him signing elsewhere for more money. It was convenient how that all worked.
Yeah.
Guy
Which
goes
he
and gets,
did.
Guy goes and gets a better contract, and somehow it's his fault. And the
Somehow-
agent's
somehow
fault.
went-
Bad agents.
The $6 million jumped to 12, and 12 million came out of nowhere. Wow. How's Denver have 12 million?
Right. And then they signed Danny Amendola. They seem to have plenty of money for him because they couldn't just admit that they didn't want the guy anymore, and they thought that they could upgrade. Yeah. So it was really about the Patriots not having the balls to just say what they were doing, trying to win in both the PR battle and on the field.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were trying to do there. So those are the updates on the staff, which continues to come together. Mike in Linfield on the Super Bowl and Patrick Mahomes.
Hey.
Mike.
How you doing, guys? Good
Good.
job in Vegas. Mark, did you pick the Chiefs?
I did.
Good man.
Said it on
Lot of
Friday.
Patriots-
Said I
lot of
think the Chiefs are winning this game.
Well, Mark, that was the biggest choke by the 49ers, and I'm so glad because I didn't want to see them get their sixth Super Bowl. That team was a wagon. They had everything. You look at both teams, Mahomes had nobody on his side, maybe Kelsey. I'm all done with the 69ers. I'm done with them.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's where you got to take that, huh? That's where he's all done with them.
The team was loaded.
Where does this rank among the choke jobs by Kyle Shanahan? That is a good topic to debate.
I think second.
28-3 has to be number one. This would be number two.
Yeah, Mahomes made bigger plays than the
And-
first one.
And this team, I think, was better than the 19 team.
Yep. I would agree with that. This was a better
talent-wise.
team, and they opened up the game 10-zip, and they still blew it. So it's 28-3.
I thought McCaffrey was going to be the MVP early
Then
in the
this
game.
one
Like, he was
last
running
night.
all over him.
And then the other one was when they blew it in 2019 with Jimmy G.
If you want to throw the NFC Championship against the Rams in there, though, that might be up there.
Well, those have to go after these because the game just doesn't mean as much.
Okay.
Right? But no.
That's fair.
I'd put that one number 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to put NFC title game collapses after them, but that is on the list. Thank you.
That one kind of gets buried, but
Sure does.
Shanahan. Genius. He's a genius, you know. He's changing the game.
What do you think he has in his cup of coffee? He always carries.
Changing the
carries with
game.
him?
math.
Math. He drinks math. Here, take these electrolytes. They make you math smarter.
But he's also young and hip. He wears a snapback. Don't you guys know that? He wears a snapback.
He's the new khakis guy, too, now that Harbaugh stopped wearing them.
Yeah.